Hi team, Dom here from NZPA and welcome back for another full workout training video. However, this time I want to do something a little different. For the voiceover for one of Karlina's more grueling heavy workouts in prep for Worlds, I want to talk about the magnitude of her matchups at the upcoming IPF World Championships in June. For those of you who follow Karlina in her journey, you know of her resume. For those of you who've just joined us, let me just go off for a minute. Karlina is a multi-time and multi-class New Zealand champion and record holder, an Oceania champion and record holder, a Commonwealth champion and record holder, an Open IPF world record holder in the squat and in the total, a two-time Sheffield competitor, and the current reigning IPF under 76 kilo world champion. And on the 20th of June, Karlina will defend her world championship title against the most dangerous lineup of competitors she has come up against yet. Before I speak about the matchup itself, I need to pay respect to our competitors and their resumes. No potentials, no theoreticals, no hyperboles. Just straight, cold, hard, factual resumes, which is more than impressive enough by themselves. Of course, I want to start with her biggest competitor. None other than the current reigning Sheffield champion and the highest ranked powerlifter of all time, the Polish phenom herself, Agata. Agata was last year's 21-year-old silver medalist in the 76 kilo class and rocked the powerlifting world when she dropped the weight class to break the 69 kilo world record total by more than 8% to win the most prestigious competition in powerlifting, SBD's Sheffield Championships. After years of promise to be the next young phenom destined for greatness, Agata seemed to have come into her own and had herself what we in the community call as a super meet. Even amongst a platform only for world champions, it seemed like we were all just living in Agata's dream, her destiny. Agata was slaying giants and seemed to have conquered all obstacles in the powerlifting world. But there is one obstacle she has yet to conquer, one giant she has yet to slay. Karlina Tongatea. It didn't take her long to make a decision to challenge Karlina in hope to exact vengeance. I congratulated Agata at the Sheffield warm-up room right after her win, and she told me then and there that she was coming back up to the 76 to challenge Karlina once again. She knew it, and we knew it. All roads lead to the world champion, Karlina. However, we're not the type to underestimate our opponents, and Jessica Bitner is another dangerous competitor Karlina must face yet again. Jess is a two-time junior world champion and a two-time open world champion in this very weight class. In fact, by the time Karlina started her powerlifting journey at the age of 25 in 2018, Jess was already well in her way to winning her second junior world title. Yet another young phenom destined for greatness. In fact, over the coming years, Jess did fulfill this destined greatness. Jess went on to win two open world titles, one of which came about from a legendary showdown in 2022 with none other than Agata herself, kindling what was supposed to be a budding rivalry between the two phenoms. I did say supposed to be intentionally, as there came a disruptor in this supposed destined rivalry between the two, and her name is Karlina Tongatea. You see, although the rivalry between Karlina, Jess, and Agata only came into fruition in 2023, during the years the two young phenoms spent in the spotlight grinding to the top of the powerlifting world, Karlina had to watch from a distance in admiration. Karlina, just like most powerlifters starting their journey, hoped that one day she can share a platform with the icons of the sport. But hope was not the only thing Karlina could do. She also worked in the dark while her future rivals shined under the spotlight. It wasn't glamorous work. There was little to no recognition and glory in the small market part of the world that we come from. Karlina wasn't young when she started the sport. There was no promised destiny of future greatness stemming from early talent recognition. With her background, recognition had to be earned the hard way and glory to be taken by force on the platform. For Karlina, there was no magic formula, no rapid rise to stardom. Her path was long, dark, and narrow. Karlina simply had to consistently stack one good decision after another over years of training and competing. And by good decision, I don't mean finding some magic program or magic technique or magic diet over the years. I mean stacking small, seemingly insignificant good decisions over years. Sleeping well and on time daily so she's recovered for training, eating well so she's properly fueled for workouts. Small, good decisions that a lot of us can chain and sustain for weeks perhaps. She did over years. Once again, all with little to no recognition or promise of glory. Just hope. Hope that her hard, consistent work will not betray her goals. And that it did not. Carlina's total started growing as consistently as she managed her athletic life. At first, there were whispers of Carlina, an unproven challenger from the south, closing in on the top of one of the most competitive classes in powerlifting. In April 2022, eyes from all over the world were drawn at a local meet here in Auckland, when Carlina broke out and unofficially broke the under 76 kilo world record. A new challenger to the throne arises. But fate wanted to keep the powerlifting world waiting just a little bit longer. Fate adding a bit more spice to the equation. Karlina was not to attend that year's World Championships, and Jess and Agata was left to start their budding rivalry by themselves. A legendary clash between the two young phenoms, and legendary it was. A back and forth knockdown drag out fight that came down to the last deadlift. Viral clips of Agata cheering on Jess's final deadlift from the crowd. Jess flying through the air as she celebrates nailing her pull for the win world record deadlift. Everyone in the powerlifting community saw it, and so did we. Karlina had to sit at home as we watched Jess and Agata battle for glory. Had to sit at home and scheme about how we can disrupt this rivalry. What's your min-max 98 to 210? What's that's 93 already, eh? So maybe go 203, start your triples, or 202. Nah, 203. At the same time, all eyes were on what would become the most influential powerlifting event in the history of the sport, Sheffield. In many people's eyes, they knew that Jess and Agatha should be invited to Sheffield after that legendary battle, and so they were. And the only way Karlina could play spoiler and crash the party is if Karlina was to get invited to Sheffield herself. What's your jump here, Lauren? Once again, Karlina's path was narrow, with no room for error. Breaking the world record at the Commonwealth Champs at the end of 2022 might not be enough, seeing as it is in her hometown of Auckland. But smashing the world record into a historic 600, yep, that will do. And that is what Karlina set out to do. In all honesty, the rest of that year was way too long. Karlina had to wait and work to earn her spot. But this time, instead of having to just work in the dark, Karlina had to listen in as she's compared to the other two stars. Karlina might be strong, but she remains untested like the other two. Karlina has to travel across the world, and we don't know what that will do to her strength. All Karlina could do was endure these narratives, as she once again has to work to prove her worth. If she was disciplined in her craft before, well, now all this talk has got her very motivated. The story of Karlina 600 has been told many times. In short, it is to this date her signature performance. And with that performance, she earned a ticket to Sheffield. Finally, Karlina gets to join Jess and Agata in a three-way battle. A battle that, in truth, by the time it happened, was a bit anticlimactic. Karlina has reached another level. In Sheffield 2022, Agata was injured, and Jess, even with an 8 for 8 day heading into the final deadlift, wasn't close enough to Karlina. And Karlina, after a long, grueling year of unofficially, then officially breaking the world record, could only muster a 6 for 9 performance. But even at her worst, Karlina was able to win the 76 kilo three-way battle quite handily. All that's left for Karlina is to officially claim her place as the apex predator in the class and win the 2023 world title. Imagine being thrust into a position where you are the favorite in a three-way battle against world champions, into the most anticipated event in powerlifting history as your first international IPF competition. Then again, as the favorite in another three-way battle in your first IPF World Championships, and winning both matchups. Winning the first matchup at her worst, and winning the second matchup for a world title with a 9 for 9 performance. Karlina overcame all that pressure and met the expectations. Fast forward past the rest of 2023, past Agata's dream performance at Sheffield 2024. The three meet again, Agata having come to her own and having matured as an athlete, Jess having a full year to reset, recharge, and ramp back up to her best. The three are back for another showdown at the IPF Worlds 2024. Jess might be a bit busy fending off a very hungry and very dangerous pack of other 76ers looking to spoil the party. But you'll never catch us underestimating and sleeping on an athlete as decorated as Jess. Most likely Karlina's biggest challenger, Agata, is back in the 76ers, looking to challenge once again the one obstacle that she has yet to conquer. All I can say now is Karlina will be ready and stronger to defend what's hers, to defend her crown. Karlina knows, and her challengers know, all roads lead to her.